All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. Now, the 2021 NFL season has gone from bad to worse for the New York Football Giants. The Giants are currently sporting a record of 4 and 10. They've lost uh, their franchise quarterback, if you want to call him that, Daniel Jones, for the season with a neck injury. And now, yesterday, in a non-contact injury, we saw wide receiver Sterling Shepard go down to a ruptured Achilles, which has ended his season, as it's once again another lost season for the Giants. And with these injuries piling up, the Giants are well on their way to picking in the top five of the NFL draft for the third time since 2018. And with that said, should the Giants be prepping to find themselves another quarterback? Now, the Giants most likely will not get the first overall pick in the draft because that would require both the Detroit Lions and Jacksonville Jaguars to win out. But if the Giants were to lose out, which is a possibility, they could move up to third or fourth. Now, both Jacksonville and Detroit won't be in the market for a quarterback in the draft, which means that the Giants could potentially have the first crack if they were selecting with the third pick. And I say potentially because a quarterback needy team could move ahead of the Giants in order to take a quarterback first or second. Now, if the Giants were looking to take a quarterback in the first round, their stiffest competition would come from the Houston Texans, Carolina Panthers, and Philadelphia Eagles potentially. Now, the Texans can say whatever they want to say about giving Davis Mills a shot to be their starting quarterback, but he will not be the Texans starting quarterback on opening day next season, while the Texans will also be looking for a king's ransom from a team that wants Deshaun Watson via a trade. Now, Carolina currently would pick seventh, but they might not have the draft capital to move up in the draft, as their second and third round picks are property of the Jets and Jaguars, respectively, while their fourth round pick has been sent to the Jets as well for the Sam Darnold trade. But, for Carolina's sake, they will get Houston's fourth round pick if that amounts to something. Now, the Giants do have multiple picks early. They have their first round pick as well as the Chicago Bears, which is going to be a top 10 pick. They also have Miami's third round pick, and they also have the Bears' fourth round pick as well. But with a new general manager, because Dave Gettleman cannot be the GM for the Giants next year, would he use that draft capital to move up, or some of that draft capital to potentially move up and get a quarterback, possibly Kenny Pickett? Um, we'll have to wait and see. I say this because, again, I've said it before and I will continue to say it. Daniel Jones is not a franchise quarterback, regardless of the team. He never showed anything collegiately at Duke to be drafted that's high as the Giants took him. I mean, if you wanted to take uh, Daniel Jones in the fourth or fifth round, okay, fine, but not as a top 10 pick. You look at it, Kenny Pickett has shown much more in collegiately at Pitt, especially this year, that he can be a franchise quarterback in the NFL. Better arm, more mobility. On top of that, more of a grasp of an offense, and I see him as being more of a guy that a team will rally around and gravitate to in the NFL. Nobody is going to go out there on the Giants right now and say that Daniel Jones is not the guy, at least publicly. But you can see within the body language of this team, they don't rally around Daniel Jones, whether it's offensively or defensively. He's just not the guy. Now, the Giants are not going to go anywhere with their current crew that they've assembled, as they need to do something drastic to once again spark some interest in this once proud franchise, whether that be, taking a guy like Kenny Pickett or going out there in free agency and making a move for a veteran quarterback. But like I've said before, Daniel Jones cannot be the starting quarterback for this team next season. Right now with the Giants, you have guys that are playing for jobs, whether it be with Big Blue or for another NFL team. But the Giants might as well call it a day here for 2021 and simply focus on 2022. Now, like I've said before, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record. Daniel Jones should not be the starting quarterback for this club in 2022. His record of 12 and 25, along with his inability to stay healthy, say so. And I know some people are going to look at me like I'm crazy by what I'm saying, but this is how I feel. Maybe not with the Giants, because I don't see the Giants. I think they're too proud to do it. But what about if a team went out there and switched Daniel Jones's position, maybe to tight end or wide receiver? He's athletic enough, he's fast enough. He just can't be a quarterback in the NFL. We've seen him run, so we'll have to just wait and see what happens there. But getting back to the Giants, something has to change for this franchise because John Mara and his soda pop fiasco from yesterday is far from being a barrel of laughs, even though it's straight out of the Abbott and Costello routine. But the Giants, they have to do something to once again spark interest. You're seeing MetLife Stadium that has become a tomb, so to speak, or it's one of those where the Giants have basically become a homecoming game for the superpowers of the NFL right now, and we're seeing more and more fans of opponents flocking to MetLife to watch contests there. So the Giants definitely have to get a new general manager. Unfortunately for Giants fans, it looks like they're going to stay in house. More than likely, you're hearing the name Kevin Abrams. But the thing is, the Giants really, I think they need to get outside of their family for once, so to speak, and swing for the fences, if you will. Do something bold. Um, John Mara likes Joe Judge. I don't see how you could bring Joe Judge back at this point. But bringing Joe Judge back for 2022 is definitely not going to spark interest for the Giants. The Giants need some new thought process. They need a new way of doing things. And I got a feeling that, with John Mara, Mr. Soda Pop himself leading the way, the Giants are going to find a way to screw up a good opportunity to turn around their fortunes in the offseason. You're not going to do it in free agency because you're in cap purgatory. But with that said, you do have the draft capital to go out there and make an impact. Will the Giants do it? We'll have to wait and see. But the bottom line is, it's not looking good for one of the NFL's marquee franchises. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.